Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the June 28th, 2024 Whitesburg Unified School District Board Meeting. A rare board meeting, but customary every year as we typically adopt our budget agenda, our budget and our LCAP. Wendy, and actually we don't go to public comments, we're going to go straight to the Pledge of Allegiance. Yeah, closer. Jason.
Yes, place your hand over your heart. Ready? Begin. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Fantastic. Do I have a motion to adopt the agenda
So moved.
and a second?
You have a second?
Thank you, Neil. All in favor?
Aye.
Do we have any comments from the public on non-agenda items?
No, so we could probably just do both at
Can we
once.
vote?
Yeah.
All right, let's do it.
We have no public comments.
All right, seeing no public comments, we will move forward now. With fiscal items and we have items 5.1 through 5.4. Do I have a motion for each of those?
You have a motion, either comment, I think my comment is, I would probably take these each individually.
Should we take them
Yeah,
individually?
just because of the nature of.
Okay. All right.
You have a motion for 5.1.
5.1,
And a second.
second. All in favor?
Aye.
Fantastic. Item 5.2, this is the 2024-27 District Local Control Accountability Plan which was presented at our previous meeting by Dr. Harbeck. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
And a second?
Yeah, so I have a comment too.
Thank you, Neil.
Comment.
Blake, comment?
You have it
Yep, we have to do the local indicator presentation.
prior to the vote, actually.
The what?
So, there's a short presentation that's,
Oh.
it's a requirement. by,
Oh, okay. Let's do that.
requirement. Oh, by who?
Has to do that.
Good morning, board members. As one of the requirements for the adoption of the LCAP is to report the local indicators for the 23-24 school year, and it's also encouraged to present the federal addendum as well. And my name is Jason Hasty, and I'll be presenting that today. Okay, so really quick, there's 3 requirements, and you'll see there we have to annually measure our progress with the local indicators specific to LCFF priorities. We have to report those results as part of a non-consent item at a regular scheduled public meeting, which this is. And then we have to report those results to the public through the dashboard utilizing the State Board of Education adopted self-reflection tool. What are the local indicators? You'll see here, they're really local indicator 1 or LCFF priority 1. That's at basic services. We're looking at, did our students have access to textbooks, adequate facilities, appropriately assigned teachers, they're credentialed, and implementation. The second one you'll see priority 2, that's the implementation of state standards, academic standards, and then 3, parent engagement. And then priority 6, we have school climate, and then of course the access to a broad course of study. Those are the areas we're talking about today. And if you were to go to the local or the California dashboard, you'll see that we did meet all those standards, and so those were met. And I'm not going to go through each one individually, but if you can look, like, for example, a local climate survey that was done through the California Healthy Kids, we did a summary, and that was part of the requirement to make sure we met the standard. And of course, we are above the standard for credentialing when it comes to LEA average and then statewide average. So our teachers are credentialed and students have that access to a broad course of study, meaning they have the needed textbooks and everything for their education. And then we go to the federal addendum. Again, how are we using our categorical dollars? They are supposed to supplement the LCFF money, and so we report that as well. And just to recap on what those federal dollars are and how we're supporting. You'll see we have the Title I, Part A, and that is our, what we call that categorical money or that federal dollars, and that would be for library. We have after-school tutoring. We bought some Chromebooks this year to support after-school tutoring as well. Title II is more professional development for teachers, and we use that. Bill Saunders and How To, and some of the solution tree was used with that money. And then Title III is for those ELs students, and we paid salary and benefits for some of our EL aides. And then Title IV is more technical and wellness. We use that to train some of the staff, really around LCAP and the technical side of the LCAP, those pieces. And I want to say thank you.
Thank you.
Any questions?
Questions, comments? Okay. All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Fantastic. Item 5.3, adopt 2024-25 district budget.
You have a
Okay.
motion?
Again, also presented at our last meeting. Thank you, Neil. Motion. Second from Rebecca. Any comments or questions here?
I do have a question. My expectation, based on your last presentation and the reality of the changing world we're in right now relative to this, is that we are going to need a 45-day adjustment here, or is that your expectation?
If there's a certain change in the budget that would, depending on the variance, and just what it would do, I'm going to say I'm 50-50 right now. We'll see over the next week, but as soon as we know, we'll put that out there, and I'll report it.
As I understand it, we don't really know what some of these changes will mean to us.
Exactly. Yeah. So I will definitely know by within the next week or two for sure.
I'm gonna say probably not a 45-day, because I don't think we're gonna see enough substantive change early enough to have a 45-day revision.
Okay.
I think that, we'll start seeing a little bit more probably early end of year, September, but by then you're beyond the time. I mean, I think again, our COLA, most of our funding is pre-established for the year, so I don't think we're gonna see major variance.
Are we
in that.
seeing any trailers that are trailing and will be providing surprises
Nothing that's
Not yet.
that we don't know?
Again, the deferral that I talked about on this week is a deferral from June to July. So we're
It's
talking
pushing it a year in our budget, but a month in reality.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And just to give you some context to last year, remember we with LRABG and then the AMM, the arts, those monies changed throughout the year. And so at the final hour, we did end up getting our full allotment. We didn't really need to do a May revise, or I'm sorry, August revise, 45-day revise at that time. So just to give you an idea of that.
And how much is that?
That was roughly
No, not that one, the new one that's gonna move from the one fiscal year, 1 month. How much money is that?
that's the challenge. We don't have the actual dollars for that until we know, and I probably won't know until the next,
All right, keep
hopefully
reminding
it
us
could
of
be any
that,
day. Yeah,
because that's
definitely.
gonna have us look significantly different than reality
Exactly.
in the budget.
And I would just say too, regardless of whether we have to do a 45-day or not, the actual revision, it could be prudent of us to in August just come forward again and just we can always do.
Yeah, remind us.
report
Yes.
on the budget. It could be a short 1-page snapshot of the budget, anything changed.
I think that's great.
maybe we'll just target.
That's a
that
great
part.
idea.
Let's-
I'm not talking about the perfunctory requirement.
Yeah.
I'm talking about what's going on.
Let's do that.
Yeah.
That's not-
Yeah.
And I think I would propose, Blake, that we do that budget subcommittee.
Prior to that,
Yeah.
right, yeah.
Yeah,
So we do it in August, I think.
July.
Yeah, happy to do that.
So I think
It's
we
you
do.
too, right?
I think
Yeah,
it's
I believe
like-
so.
Yeah, both of us.
Okay.
I would recommend that we do that in August, just to the point that you're making.
Right.
And you,
Yeah,
Jason.
I agree.
Great, thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. Next item, 5.4, adopt resolution number 2324.42, designating certain general funds as committed fund balance. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Thank you, Rebecca. Second.
You have a second.
Thank you, Neil. Any comments or questions here?
This is our defense.
Correct.
All in favor?
Aye.
The half-court press.
Yeah, right.
It's 8:11 a.m. Do I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
And a third.
And a budget and an LCAP.
Weird. Done. Thank you, everyone. Have a nice weekend. A nice Friday and a nice weekend.